Walk me through the contagion aspect.
Well, there's no doubt at all the fundamentals have deteriorated very badly indeed in Brazil recently, and our report this morning makes that point. And of course, we've already discussed how poor they are in Turkey generally. But one of the things people have got to realize is that emerging markets are up 4% now off their low at the end of May. Some of the countries that were in the focus 2 or 3 weeks ago, India and Indonesia, their currencies are rallying. And what's going on here is the dollar's going down. The dollar's down because the ECB suddenly sounds a little bit more aggressive in terms of removing quantitative easing, and therefore with the dollar going lower again, people are going to push their money towards emerging markets. So I think this talk about a crisis in emerging markets is just nonsense. It very much depends on what the dollar is doing, but obviously, as I say, there are some stories which are weak, and at this point they should be avoided.
So, Geoff, how much of your call, over the intermediate term at least, on EM is directly dependent on what you think is going on with the dollar? I mean, if you believe that the dollar actually would strengthen, how much would that change what you have to say?
Oh, we change it very significantly indeed. The dollar is very important to the call. Now, and we have a weaker dollar in our forecast, which is one reason why this morning we've reiterated our positive view on the asset class for the rest of the year. Now, I think one key thing you have to address is, have the fundamentals in EM been badly damaged by this period of softness that we've had recently? Our argument is there is some damage. We've seen some economic downgrades in Brazil, in Indonesia modestly. We've cut South Africa, although that was independently, I think, a weak economy in the first quarter. You've seen a bit of a rise in debt spreads, but nothing that's dramatic taking the asset class as a whole. And meanwhile, earnings growth is holding up pretty well. So it's very hard, in my view, to make the call that emerging market fundamentals as a whole have deteriorated, which means if the dollar continues to go down, the asset class will continue to rally. But if we were to get a much stronger dollar against the UBS view, this would create a much more challenging environment when, if you like, the weaker emerging market stories would be under pressure once again.